she said, you know how I would describe his book? And Cherie, how did you say that?
Yeah, you know, to me, what really stood out is, you know, it's really getting back to the basics of sales and what really works. You know, you hit it on the head. There's all these fads. There's all these, oh, try this, try that, all the shiny objects of sales, right? And I'm just really impressed with, you know, there are certain things that are tried and true, right? Right, Mike? Talk about that. Tell us more about that.
Did we hit it? Because that's kind of the way we interpret this book.
I don't even want to talk. I'm enjoying this so much. I tell you what, first of all, my next trip to Charlotte, the four of us are going to go to dinner, because I owe you a huge thank you. I appreciate your somewhat inflated view and your very generous words. I'm glad sales are up at the station, and I'll take like 0.5% of credit maybe.
Next time you're in town, we're going to get you on the show live for this. So okay, I got to ask the first question I got to ask about the book. Like, are you just absolutely glutton for punishment that at the beginning of the book you want to talk about the 7 powerful sales lessons from election 2016? I don't want to get into those lessons, right? But I was surprised that you chose that as one of the topics of one of your first 4 chapters of the book. Talk about why you did that, because I know writing it, I know you knew it was going to be risky.
Yeah, it was. And I actually had a fight with the publisher to keep that chapter, because they had to and I understand, you know, the country is irrational on every side of the aisle. So, you know, and hey, first of all, I didn't start the book. I waited till chapter 4. So give me a little credit for the patience. Here's the thing. Let me I'll answer a different question first, and I'll leave that in. I wrote the book for one real simple reason. What I read online about what it takes to win in sales today, right, and with all the things we must do, and that everything in sales has changed, and that nothing that used to work works, what I read online is so different from what I see with my own eyes in real companies across all kinds of industries, from tiny little companies to giant behemoths, you know, from defense to big data to big trucks to all over the place. And what I see with my own eyes is that people are really killing it. They've mastered the basics. They do the work. They sharpen their story. You know, they put in the effort, and then they prepare like crazy. And we'll get into some of that. So the book was about sales truth, and it's really simple. You know, the first part's like, hey, be wary of what you hear online and what you read in the news, because it's not always accurate. And I kind of pick on the experts, and I use their own words. And then in the second part, I get into what does it take to win new sales. And I will tell you, I'm not a political junkie. I do love the news. And I was perplexed watching the 2 major party candidates that were nominated in 2016, because I had issues with both of them from a personal character likability. You know, I couldn't get excited about either one, so I voted for myself. And my wife jokes, and I got 3 votes total in my writing candidate, which means my wife did not vote for me. But my fantasy of having Air Force One as my personal transportation was tempting. So I've been carrying around these lessons in my mind, and I've been toying with writing about them, you know, for the last couple of years. I thought, if you're going to write a book on truth, and you're going to risk insulting everybody anyway, you might as well take a sales coach's perspective. So, you know, the thing you'll know, I mean, I made every effort to make it clear I had no horse in the race.
You did. Yeah.
And I have friends, very passionate friends on both sides of the aisle, and I ran what I was writing by them and got their input, and they're like, "This is clean, man. You are just talking from a sales perspective."